Today on Focus, we're in Morocco, where the sensitive subject of legalising abortion is up for debate. Currently, women who seek to end a pregnancy can face up to 5 years in jail. One side effect of the ban is a high number of illegal abortions, as well as stigma and marginalisation of unmarried mothers in a country where conservative religious beliefs hold sway. There's a report from our correspondents Sarah Doublier and Jean-Marie Lemaire with Josh Vardy.
Abortion in Morocco is currently against the law, but changing social attitudes mean there's increasing pressure on the government to make it legal. The Moroccan king has demanded that new legislation be drawn up to put an end to illegal abortions. It's a popular topic of debate both at a political level but also in the street.
This is 2015. Things have changed and we have to take a step forward.
We can't stay in denial forever. It's important to legalize what is already tolerated in public. The polls back this up. These are accurate figures that I believe show the reality of the situation.
Between 600 and 800 illegal abortions are carried out in Morocco every day. This gynecologist and long-term pro-abortion activist says the blanket ban can have disastrous consequences for those with unwanted pregnancies.
These women get it into their head that they want to have an abortion. We try to dissuade them from doing it, but they go ahead with it anyway. They get it done illegally in unsafe conditions. That's what we don't want, because that can lead to serious complications and, in some cases, death.
One significant factor showing the shift in public opinion is that even members of the religious right are calling for legal abortions, as long as certain boundaries are respected.
Morocco is a Muslim country, so we are not going to allow unconditional abortions without restrictions. But we would allow it in limited circumstances.
Most Moroccans agree that in cases of rape, incest and fetal impairment, there are sufficient grounds to allow abortion. However, opinions divided over whether it should be allowed for unmarried women and victims of marital rape, which is not punishable by law.
We have to punish husbands who rape their wives. When the sexual act has already not been consented to, the child will likewise be unwanted. So we shouldn't order this woman to keep the child against her wishes.
Current proposals to legalize abortion would only cover around 10% of unwanted pregnancies, a figure that women's rights activists say is insufficient.
The final say in this issue will be down to Parliament, but we still have to work to raise awareness so that we get real reform, not just lip service. We've waited too long to be content with small steps that do not solve the issue.
The government's only been given a few weeks to implement reform, so lawmakers are hard at work.
We must inform and educate people, especially on sex education. The second step, and a first in Morocco, is to facilitate access for pregnant, unmarried women and girls who are forced to have illegal abortions and often end up with complications. The third step is the fundamental element, and that's the law. Defining health is how we should play it. Legislators here see health in terms of your gallbladder or physical sickness, but health is defined by the World Health Organization as mental and physical well-being.
In a society steeped in taboos and with a limited awareness of contraception, pregnancies from rape and incest are often kept hidden for fear of social stigma. Infants are often abandoned. Moroccan social workers have a tough job dealing with infanticides or situations where newborns may be found in rubbish bins. Unwanted children often face an uncertain and difficult future.
The future is very hard for these children because we're always looking for families to adopt them. Most of them are the result of unwanted pregnancies. The mothers take drugs to stop their pregnancies.
Backstreet abortion clinics and use of poisonous medicines show that Moroccan women will go to any means necessary to avoid disgrace. The consequences of having an unwanted child can be damaging and lasting. Ayoub's mother was raped, and she, like countless others, was forced to live at the mercy of the street.
We don't have any solutions for these women. They live in the street, in the forest, and there are people who rape them. And afterwards they get pregnant, and then we can't do anything for their children. What's more serious is that most of these children also have disabilities.
While the country waits for legislation covering abortion, social workers are left to deal with the daily misery of unwanted children. Around 8,000 are abandoned in Morocco every year.